The James Webb Space Telescope floated silently. It gazed into the deepest, darkest corners of space. Its mission was to see the universe's dawn, to capture the first light from ancient stars. On a day much like any other, it observed. Data streamed back to Earth to eager scientists at NASA. They expected the familiar, the birth cries of galaxies. But something was different this time. An anomaly appeared in the data stream, not the familiar hum of the cosmos, not the echo of the Big Bang. This was structured, it was precise. A tiny blip, then a stronger pulse. It repeated again and again. The technicians checked their instruments. Could it be an error? A malfunction? No. Everything was working perfectly. The signal was undeniably real. A wave of disbelief washed over the control room. This was followed by a surge of intense excitement and a quiet, creeping sense of unease. What had they found? Or perhaps what had found them? Dr. Eris Thorne, lead astrophysicist, felt his heart pound. This was something utterly new, something profoundly, cosmically strange. The first crucial task was to locate the source. Where did this mysterious signal come from? The JWST's incredible precision was put to the test. Scientists triangulated its position. The calculations were checked, then checked again. The answer sent shivers down every spine. It came from a point 13.8 billion light-years away, the very edge of the observable universe, the very beginning of time, or so it seemed, or perhaps the very end. The signal was an electromagnetic pulse. It had a clear structure, a repeating pattern. It was not a natural phenomenon known to science, not a quasar, not a pulsar, not a magnetar. Its signature was unique, alien. It seemed to defy known astrophysics. The energy required to send such a signal across such an immense distance, it was staggering to contemplate. What could possibly generate such power? The paradox was immediate and overwhelming. The signal appeared to originate from the future, or at least from the ultimate fate of the cosmos. The first major theory emerged quickly. It was perhaps the most chilling, the death echo hypothesis. What if the signal was the universe's final gasp, its last fading breath as it collapsed or faded into an eternal cold darkness? A final cataclysmic event, rippling backwards through space-time, a cosmic scream from the end of all things reaching us billions of years after our own beginning. Imagine the universe reaching its ultimate demise, perhaps a big crunch, all matter collapsing inwards into a singularity of unimaginable density and heat, or maybe the Big Rip, space tearing itself apart. Such an event would release colossal energy that might echo through the fabric of reality, like the aftershocks of a cosmic earthquake. This echo, traveling across eons, could be what the JWST had detected, a faint, ancient whisper of doom. Section 4, Theory 2, a message through time's labyrinth. A second theory soon gained traction. It was no less astounding, perhaps more hopeful, or perhaps more terrifying. What if this was not a natural phenomenon? What if it was a message, deliberately sent backwards through time, by an intelligence far beyond our own, a civilization at the very end of the universe, reaching out across the abyss of ages, a final communication from a dying cosmos? The idea of sending information through time is old. It is a staple of science fiction. But could it be physically possible? Theoretical physics offers tantalizing hints. Wormholes, hypothetical tunnels through space-time, exotic matter with negative mass-energy density. These could, in theory, allow for such feats. Perhaps a civilization with unimaginable technology could harness these cosmic loopholes to send a final word to the distant past. But why would they do it? What would be their motivation? Was it a warning, a desperate plea? Perhaps they faced a cataclysm, one they hoped we could avoid. Or was it a message of hope, a testament to their existence? Section 5, Theory 3, a cosmic warning. The third prominent theory was darker. It combined elements of the other two, but with a more immediate, ominous tone. This was the cosmic warning hypothesis. The signal was not just an echo, nor a simple message. It was a specific, urgent alert, sent by an unknown entity or phenomenon, from the brink of some universal catastrophe, a danger that might not be confined to the far future, but one that could affect us here and now. What could warrant such a cosmic alarm bell? Perhaps a threat that transcends galaxies, a force of nature previously unknown, a phase transition of the vacuum itself, or maybe the actions of another intelligence, a hostile power, or a process out of control. The signal could be a beacon, warning others of a peril that consumed its senders. And now, it was our turn to listen. This theory filled the halls of NASA with a new dread. It was one thing to contemplate the universe's end. It was another to face an imminent threat, one that we could not comprehend. Section 6. The Prime Number Enigma. Mathematics from the Void. As the analysis deepened, a stunning pattern emerged. Hidden within the complex electromagnetic pulses was a sequence, a mathematical sequence. It was not immediately obvious. It required sophisticated decryption algorithms, but once found, it was unmistakable. The sequence strongly resembled prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and so on. Not perfectly, there were subtle variations, deviations that hinted at something more complex. Prime numbers are fundamental. They are considered by many to be a universal language. Any technologically advanced civilization would surely recognize their significance. Their appearance in the signal was a bombshell. It shifted the balance of probabilities, away from a purely natural phenomenon, and strongly towards an intelligent origin. This was no random cosmic burp. This was deliberate. This was communication. The intellectual impact was profound. Section 7. The Reversal and the Unsettling Silence. A new beginning? Then, as suddenly as it began, the signal changed. It did not simply stop. That would have been baffling enough. Instead, after weeks of its steady, prime-like pulse, the entire sequence played in reverse. Every fluctuation, every subtle variation, unwound itself perfectly, back to its initial state. Then, a single, final, powerful pulse, and then absolute silence. The channel from the end of time went dead. The reversal was a shock. It defied all expectations. What did it mean? Was it the end of the message or a new phase? A different kind of communication? The final pulse was different from the others. It was more complex, more information-rich. Scientists scrambled to analyze it, working with a desperate, feverish intensity. The silence that followed was deafening, ominous. When the decryption of the final pulse came through, it was not a complex equation, nor a detailed warning. It was 3 simple words. Words that resonated with a chilling clarity. Words that shattered all previous